Всем привет! How do you feel about your Russian listening skills? If listening is a big challenge for you, don't worry. To some extent, it's kind of normal, especially if you're a beginner and don't have much experience yet. But even in this case, there are always things we can do to improve the situation. So in this video, I will explain why understanding spoken Russian can be mm, difficult and what you can do about it. Reason one, you're just not listening enough. Okay, we know listening is hard and we need tons of practice to even start recognizing words when people talk fast. And if your only exposure to Russian is during class and you don't engage with it outside the classroom, maybe it's time to rethink that a little. Here is an example what I do when I learn languages. I usually have two kinds of content to listen to. The first one is so-called normal things. Like TV shows, YouTube videos, podcasts. So, everything that native speakers watch. The second one is learning materials, videos and podcasts made for students like us. And they're different. Normal content helps me kind of get used to how people really talk. And learning content is for active practice. For example, when I started Portuguese, I watched a whole TV episode. I guess it was around 50 minutes. And for the first time, I understood exactly two words, thank you and hello. That's it. But I was so happy because at that time, I only knew like 15 words total. And with the learning materials, I can, write down what I hear. Sometimes everything, sometimes just parts, for example, when I'm tired. Then I look up new words and actually learn them. So the point is, you need a lot of listening practice. That's it. Reason two, Russian words sometimes stick together. There is a very interesting thing about Russian pronunciation. Little words like s or v, I, ne, so prepositions or conjunctions, they don't stand alone when people speak. When we speak, we don't pause after these words. Instead, they blend into the word that comes next and are pronounced as one word. For example, we have s, mamой, but it sounds like smamой, smamой, like one word. As a result, if you don't have much listening experience in Russian, it may feel like you're hearing a completely unfamiliar word, but in fact, you already know it. And in addition, there is another important aspect of Russian pronunciation, voicing and devoicing of consonants. In Russian, there are pairs of voiced and voiceless consonants. Voiced consonants are b, v, g, d, Ž, Z. And voiceless are P, F, K, T, Š, S. So what happens when these letters meet? If a voiced consonant comes before a voiceless one, it becomes voiceless. And if a voiceless consonant comes before a voiced one, it becomes voiced. So check this out. We have V, café. But when we speak, it sounds like v café. Because the letter V is voiced and K is voiceless. So V turns into F. V café. Or another example, we have с друзьями, but it sounds like с друзьями because S is voiceless, but D is voiced. As a result, S turns into Z. Reason 3, vowel reduction. You probably know these rules, but I know that many students might have forgotten them, or sometimes they tend to ignore these rules when speaking. And I'm talking about vowel reduction. And I think the most important rules to pay attention to are the ones related to the vowels O, A, as well as yeah. So a quick reminder, if O and A stand before the stressed syllable, they sound like A. So we don't say sobaka, right? We say sabaka, sabaka. If O and A far from the stress or after the stressed syllable, they're very short, like almost disappear. You know this word, хорошо, but we don't say хорошо or хорошо. We say хорошо. 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 And the last one, the letter yeah. So if it stands before the stressed syllable, it sounds almost like E. That's why we don't say весна, right? We say весна. Весна. Reason number 4, you don't know enough words. This one is very simple. If you don't know a word, you probably can't recognize it when you hear it, right? So the more words you know, the more things you can understand. So if you're currently studying a specific topic, start by learning the words and phrases related to that topic, and then listen to different adapted materials on the same topic. So there you have it, 4 reasons why Russian listening can be difficult. My advice, start easy, listen to a lot of stuff, keep learning new vocabulary, and work on your pronunciation. And speaking of listening practice, I'm actually running a 2-week Russian listening lab starting August 11th. It's perfect if you're around A2 level and want to understand real Russian speech better. The topic of the challenge is summer and vacation. Each day, you will get a short story with audio, vocabulary explanation in English, pronunciation tips, what you should focus on, ear training exercises, PDF transcripts, and me answering your questions in our private Telegram channel. And probably that part is the best because you can ask me questions, discuss lessons, and get personal feedback. And all of that is just for €40. Check out the link in the description. Can't wait to see you in the course. Спасибо and enjoy your day.